Now, back to Cofield and Company in the Findlay Toyota studio.
All right, rolling on with your phone calls. Reaction, man, there's tons of reaction. You got the Reggie Theus comment up there?
Yeah.
Tee that up in about 2 minutes. Let's go back out to the phones. UNLV, I'm thinking likely to change the Rebels name. They removed the statue last night from out in front of the Alumni Center, and things exploded last night. And, of course, this is a bigger discussion around the country as, old references are being challenged. Names, nicknames, statues, it's all being challenged. And I think, there are people who are like, wait, this is happening too fast. I'm feeling a little fragile right now. Mike is up. Hey, Mike.
Hi, guys. Appreciate the conversation. So, I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, born in 79. Love the Running Rebels, grew up with them. In my man cave, I got Larry Johnson on the front page, Tart Towel, etc. So, very difficult to put my own feelings aside. But, in trying to do that, I think you're both actually right in that, we can change language if we all accept it, right? And we can change the legal definitions of things. And Webster's Dictionary actually just changed the definition of racism because somebody sent them a note and they agreed with it. But you can't change the root of something. And the roots of Running Rebels is absolutely based in the Confederacy. So as much as I might love the Running Rebels and I, want to hold on to that name, I mean, if people in Las Vegas and our fellow citizens are going to the TNM and they're feeling like this is somehow an endorsement of the Confederacy and racism and slavery and all those terrible things that come with it, I mean, what are we holding on to? I mean, it's like, I think if it offends that many people and it offends them enough, what is our argument? I mean, a uniform? I mean, memorabilia? It does seem very small-minded in that way. And then on the other hand, I think that if your issues are socioeconomic disparity in this country and the disparity of treatment amongst blacks and minorities, which is well documented in our criminal justice system, I just question if the best use of your energy and time is changing the name. And I think all these things are, to arrive at a good conclusion, we all have to be fair-minded and critical thinking about things. And I just hate how we're always put in one camp or another,
right,
based on the last statement we made.
Yep.
So I appreciate the conversation. I'll take it off air. Thanks a lot, guys.
And Adam and I are not, dug in one direction or the other. We're arguing over if they did enough in '82 to change what the rebel meant. But I'm wide open on this thing. I want to hear the conversation. I want to hear both sides.
I'm literally wearing a Rebels hat right now.
And to the caller's point, there's also people in the middle like us who are like, yeah, we're not on a side yet. Because people last night were asking me, what's your opinion on it? Like I have lots of opinions on it. I don't have one single opinion formulated. I want to hear. Because obviously there are some sides where people are really passionate. Let's hear from them. Let's hear from all age groups. And again, let's hear from the students, management at the school, maybe athletics. I don't know. Alums, residents of Vegas. Patrick is up with us. Hey, Patrick.
Hey, guys. How you doing? First-time caller.
Awesome. Thanks,
hey, so, I'm not a big fan of them changing it, but I was thinking, this would be a perfect time for them. The stadium opening up, they come out new colors and hats and shirts, get a whole new logo, slogans and stuff, get people something new and excited in Vegas to get behind something like big, and instead of kind of feeling like they're changing it because they're being forced to or anything like that. Let's embrace it a little bit. That's kind of like where I'm sitting. I mean, Vegas is kind of, we're shoveling out, but, we got the Knights, the Raiders coming. Let's make it exciting. I don't know if it can be done before the season starts, but that'd be pretty cool to see, I think. Just come, excitement across the country, all new stuff.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the call, Patrick. We'll hit that in the 5 o'clock hour. That's the other part of the decision, and it shouldn't be a main factor. But if you're going to make a decision like this, do you trust that it's going to be an advancement of UNLV?
Right.
Because there's been some efforts in the past to rebrand and change things, and They didn't do a very good job. So, like, if you do this, you better freaking nail it. And I believe the logos and names in this town haven't really nailed it.
No.
And for a university, a rebrand is freaking really, really serious in the short term. In the long term, everyone gets over it, but you can't botch it.
You're wearing the new logo right now.
I like the new logo. And actually, I would make the point that if they had been more aggressive with the new logo, would we be safe from this conversation right now? Maybe not. But this was a way, again, to further sanitize it, which I'm sure people listening are like, if you have to sanitize it, then there's a problem with it. Ari, another Ari. All right. What's up, buddy?
Not much. All right, Fox, y'all. A couple real quick points. So the Mountain Man, Western Mountain Man, known as Rebel rebranding, I feel like that's kind of a weak argument. I could be wrong, but being from the West, I don't remember reading Buffalo Bill and people like that being known as rebels specifically. Pioneers, trailblazers, outlaws. I can probably think of 500 names that say Western Mountain Man way before I get to rebels.
Okay.
But my second point, though, is it could help the school in regards to recruiting. I have a high school age son who's playing football. He's being looked at, and as a black guy, not super hot on sending him to a school called the Rebels, even though it's our hometown school. If they were something else, I'd probably be more open to him playing there, but I don't want him being associated with that name or that concept.
And that's something we definitely talked about last night of, this is what's happening at Oklahoma State, where the coach was there forever and has run things a certain way. And finally, students have the voices and recruits will have the voices. And in this case, as you're saying, if you have a kid who's a recruit who's like, yeah, I don't know about playing for a Confederate linked name, that would really start to escalate the process quickly.
Frank is with us. Hey, Frank.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Great, Frank.
Well, I'm very against. I'm a native Las Vegan, and I'm a UNLV grad. I'm an old guy. I was grad in '76. I was on the alumni board for a number of years, and I helped build the alumni building. The Confederate tie to AREB was early on, and it was a bad tie, but they were very bad losers, and who wants to be tied to losers like that? But this guy does not look like a Confederate soldier, like someone said earlier. Not sure what he looks like. Looks like a funny old guy with a big mustache. There's on the UNLV website, there's all kinds of pictures of UNLV students with that mustache on their T-shirts there. They're going to have to do a whole lot of changing and everything. So let's just say I'm very much against the removal of the statue from the alumni building and also the change of the name. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate the feedback. Reggie Theus, UNLV guy, right? He says it makes me very proud of the university to recognize that this is the way of the country to start making changes. You have to admit certain things represent the wrong things. To be or to the true fan, it may not seem that way on the outside, but underneath the implication of the rebel is, and that's what he is. That's what he stands for. I remember talking years ago, myself and Jackie Robinson and a couple other teammates, talking about how weird it was running onto the floor behind the rebel guy. And, that was a conversation I know that Jackie had brought up a couple of times. I think it's an opportunity for the university to rebrand itself, and it could be a very positive thing. I commend Desiree, Reed Francois, and the administration for really being inclusive and thinking about the bigger picture. I think that's awesome. Makes me very proud to be a UNLV guy. We'll talk to another UNLV guy on the way back, ESPN.com's Raiders insider, Paul Gutierrez.
Visit Cofield's Corner on LVSportsNetwork.com for access to the latest podcasts and best interviews.
This traffic report is brought to you by Best Mattress, with the entire line of pressure relieving and cooling Tempur-Pedic mattresses.
Injury accident, Windmill and Torrey Pines. Also a hit and run being reported Russell Road and South Maryland Parkway. Accident at Washington Avenue and Decatur Boulevard.
This traffic report is brought to you by Best Mattress, with the entire line of pressure relieving and cooling Tempur-Pedic mattresses.
Now's the time to trade in your old mattress and get up to $150 in trade-in cash savings on a new Serta, Sealy, or BD mattress for a healthy night's sleep. Best Mattress, home of the 120-day Sleep Easy Guarantee.
Who's